Hello, this is Chris Walker with Big Angie Fan Channel here in beautiful Hawaii. Those of you familiar with this channel know that I have often done vlogs about Angelina Jordan while walking on the beach. And a lot of you will know that I've moved recently, so I'm in my new neighborhood now, and I'm going to get back into vlogging, but my vlogging will be while walking the streets of this neighborhood, which, yes, it's not on the beach anymore, but it still is very beautiful in its own way. This is the end of the walk that I usually take at sunset time to the top of the hill in Kaimuki neighborhood. And there's a lot of things that I really like about this neighborhood, and there's also a lot of things about it that remind me of Angelina Jordan. So I'm just going to take you on a little tour of my neighborhood, ending up back at my house. And along the way, I'll have plenty of Angelina Jordan clips because I'm going to talk about how it reminds me of Angelina Jordan. Okay, let's go. This is a dog park here. A lot of people bring their dogs up here at sunset time, and yeah, it's really this is a really good overview of this neighborhood. They light up this at Christmas time, and yeah, it's a really popular place to come. I still have to bring my wife here to have a picnic dinner and watch the sunset. So we'll go up here to the overview of the neighborhood, and then we'll bring you some Angelina Jordan music. Here we have Waikiki. So one way this neighborhood really reminds me of Angelina Jordan is kind of the mix of old and new. This is one of the older neighborhoods in Honolulu, but it also has, the freeway kind of bisecting it, and there's a main drag going close by my house that has all these, modern stores. So it's very much old, nestled up right up against the new. And of course that is reminiscent of Angelina Jordan, especially in her younger years when, she would come out on stage as this little 8-year-old girl, but then start singing, and, we're listening to a 40-year-old. Like, this song is a classic example. This one I'm going to play for you. And we'll continue on with it as I start my walk down from the hill.
And the curtains high. So hush, little baby, don't you cry, don't you cry, don't you cry, don't.
Reminds me of hiking, which is one of my favorite activities. This part of the walk is definitely the most like you're on a hike. After we get down to the bottom of this hill, we'll be back to just walking on city streets. Another thing that reminds me of Angelina Jordan is just the ethnic diversity that there is in Hawaii in general and in this neighborhood. We don't have any one race that is a majority, and so that was a Korean church we were looking at. I think the biggest ethnic group is like Japanese, with something like 25-30% of the population, but there is no ethnic group that has a majority. A lot of people are mixed. At school, I got annoyed when I was filling out some form for my daughter in school, and it said, what ethnicity is she? Well, she's exactly half Filipina and half Caucasian. So but they didn't have a category for mixed, which was really weird. So here's a Chinese guy candidate for office, and just this ethnic mix, this cultural and ethnic diversity certainly is very reminiscent of Angelina Jordan, who is 1/4 Japanese, 1/4 Persian, I think 1/4 Norwegian and 1/4 Swedish. I think the dad is Swedish. But anyway, she's definitely 1/4 Persian and 1/4 Japanese, and that is reflected in the music that she sings. She has sung songs in at least 3 different languages.
Yo contaré eso, amo mía, por favor, tú no te vas. Yo contaré eso, quella già. Ven, ven, non volverei, non volverei, non volverei. Non querrei curar.
That Spanish song reminds me of one of my favorite places that I've lived in is Spain, and one reason I lived in this little fishing village in Spain, and I lived there at a time shortly after the dictator Francisco Franco had died, and so one thing that made it very interesting to me is I always like these juxtapositions of different things, new and old, tradition versus modernity, and there it was to the max, where the older generation were still like, thinking that divorce was evil, and, had these very, very conservative social attitudes. But the young people, it was like, oh, the 60s, they're experimenting with, with smoking weed and all these kinds of things. And you had this very traditional and very modern at the same time. And that kind of reminds me of Angelina Jordan too. She has these very, she has these very old songs that she does, these, Billie Holiday songs. But on the other hand, if you look on her TikTok, she's very much of a modern teenager. I really loved how this latest video of If I Were a Boy, that cover, how she was wearing a hoodie and just walking around in the neighborhood. That really showed me the modern, contemporary side of her. And it can often be in the same, the two things at once with her. You see her looking very contemporary but sounding very traditional.
River wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. Oh, dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbows and waiting round the bend. My huckleberry friend, moon, river, and me.
Even though I'm in this nice quiet neighborhood, there's 3 or 4 major supermarkets and drugstores within a 10-minute walk. So often on my walk I'll stop at Long's Drugs or at Times Supermarket to pick up something that we need for the house. That's what I'm doing now.
Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I want to lose them. Take my arms, I'll never use them.
Okay, very quickly running out of light. I hope I can show you one more thing near my house before it gets too dark to film. The 2nd Avenue Bridge. 2nd Avenue is where I live. Bottom of the hill in Kaimuki. Hibiscus mixed with cactus, mixed with more hibiscus. Just wanted to show you one last thing before it gets totally dark of the contrasts we have in my neighborhood. Here we have a house that's like 100 years old. The old Hawaiian style. Somebody lives there. I mean, it's really overgrown. It's probably an elderly person who lives there. But then it is right next to 7-Eleven. Okay, so that was a tour of my neighborhood. And one last thing about Angelina Jordan. Of course, Hawaii is just very beautiful in general. And sometimes just hearing just the beautiful tone of her voice is enough, even if she's not doing, anything really special with phrasing or runs or anything. And so we'll close it out with a little example of that. Okay, Chris Walker, Big Angie Fan Channel here in beautiful Hawaii as I head down the driveway of my little neighborhood.
Wine colored days warmed by the sun, deep velvet nights when we are one. Speak softly, love, so no one hears but the sky. The vows of love will make believe until we die. My life is yours, and all because you came into my world.